Hello everybody, this is Dr. Kashif Abdullah. Let me make sure we're okay. So this is Dr. Kashif Abdullah. I'm here doing another video, and let's see, it is May 12th, 2020, Tuesday. I've been taking sort of a little bit of a break, but I've been back to starting these live streams again. And also I'll be talking a little bit about I thought maybe face cream, something changed it up, just not just all about coronavirus, but let's see. Oh, and the face cream we'll talk about is, I'll show you one second. Where'd it go? Let me switch these things. Here we go. There's that. There's this. All right. So the face cream I'll be talking about is actually oil of Olay Rejuvenates. Let's see. This one. Regenivist. So I'll talk about that too, but that's sort of later on. But if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me any question you wish. I encourage any questions. And again, I try to do this from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. Sorry, I've been away for the past week or so. I've been doing other things related to medicine. But let's see. Oh, and if you have any questions, he'll say, please feel free to ask. Let's see. Ask. Oops. Any questions? There we go. So let's see. So let me refresh this page, and let's see. So if we look today, there is now 4,233,000 cases of coronavirus. If we look at the daily increases in cases, the world basically is standing still at the same number of daily increases. We're not increasing more, but we're not really dropping anymore. We're basically standing. And that's not good enough, frankly. This is not good. That we'll just keep on same number of cases. We're dragging this out, actually. Other countries are doing much better than others. Some are doing, but let's go over some of them. So if we look at the U.S., they have the most number of cases. They have 1,358,000 cases with 81,000 deaths. That is too many deaths. If you look at the general trend of the daily cases, you can see there is a general trend down, but it's still too high. Let me just see if I can do something here. Let me turn down this volume here for this other thing. Anyway, let's see. Okay. Let's see in Russia. Oh, let me see if there's an element. Okay, thank you. So for Russia, I was assuming this, and it's proving to be the case. You're seeing that now Russia is number 2 in the world. The number of cases in Russia is skyrocketing higher and higher and higher. It's not like, I think the U.S. is way higher. Let's see. The number of cases in the U.S. is now averaging every day around 19 to 20,000 cases a day. Russia is not there, but the Russian population is not as great as U.S. And the Russian numbers are it's out of control. In Russia, coronavirus is just going, I don't know how many deaths there are in Russia. It says there are 2,000. Hopefully there's less than that, but that's likely the case. And there may be way more than that. If we look at the United Kingdom, they're sort of like the world. They're not really dropping. They don't have the same numbers as the U.S., but the population of the United Kingdom is not as great as the U.S. So still, they're like the U.S. They're very slowly trending down. Not really. Spain has significantly been dropping their numbers, which is very good. Italy, I think, if you look at Italy, they should be proud. They should be proud of themselves. They're going to have. I think they're going to basically have completely controlled by I would say the end of this month for sure. They're now only at 744 cases. They were at one point the worst nation hit by this virus. But they've done the hard work that's necessary. They've done, look at this. They used to be, for their country, used to have 6.6 million new cases. 6.6 thousand new cases a day back in March. And almost 2 months later, they have almost completely whittled it down to 744 and hopefully less than that. So Italy will likely, I will say, come out of quarantine soon. They did what South Korea did. They did what was necessary, and this is a long, hard battle they did. There's ups and downs, but the general trend was completely negative, down, negative. So that's very good for Italy. So France also generally negatively down. Let's see if there's any questions. No new questions. Okay. And Germany, you can see, also has been coming down. Although I've heard recently that Germany has a new outbreak, and I'm going to talk about that too. Let's see. Brazil is beginning to trend down slightly. Turkey is actually doing really well too. They're doing a good job there in Turkey. Iran is also, well, it's also coming down. China that's worthless even talking about China. I don't believe anything they have to say. The Communist Party controls everything. It's worthless. Let's see. In India, you can see that cases are rising exponentially. Canada is beginning to slowly pare it down. They're now at only 1,200 new cases a day. Obviously, nothing like the U.S., but their numbers are beginning to trend down now. So I think the Canadians will have conquered this soon. Okay, let's see. Just close that. I'll talk to that person later. And let's see. Peru is sort of like South America in general. It looks like it really trended up and then it's slightly going down. Belgium, just like the rest of Europe, is really pared it down. The Netherlands have done a very fine job. Saudi Arabia is just, they're not control. They're like Russia, frankly. They're just going up and up. So Mexico is up and maybe trending down. We'll see. Pakistan is like India in the fact that it's going up. People don't seem to take it that seriously, I would say. And let's see. Chile is also increasing. Ecuador is also, well, I'm not sure what but Switzerland has really dropped it down. Look at that, almost nothing now. 39 new cases. Where is, if we look at, let's see, where is South Korea? Here's South Korea. They're basically, look at that, 18, 27. There's a new recent uptick in South Korea. I would like to talk about that right now. So recently, South Korea saw an increase in cases, and they're steadily dropping them too. Apparently, it was in one of the nightclubs, one of the gay nightclubs in South Korea, and they've quickly tried to bring that down. Although there's a lot of social stigma against homosexuality in South Korea. So a lot of them don't want to come out and say I was at this club because they may lose their job. So it's a little bit of social issues there, trying to prevent the outbreak. But hopefully they should control that too. Let's see New Zealand. They also controlled it Australia, completely, like, look at that. Like 22 new cases in all the country. That's a pretty big country too, Australia. And where is... no, there's New Zealand. So New Zealand has three cases. That's it. 3 in that entire nation. 3. Like 2 days ago. That's it. That's very good. 3. In the U.S., 20,000. Let's think about that. I know the population of the U.S. and New Zealand totally different. America is gigantic compared to New Zealand, but still, they've done what needs to be done. And I would say the administration here is, frankly, lost its mind. The coronavirus is now being reported in the White House, and there are racist comments being made by the president against reporters who are of Asian descent. Um, and it is basically he has lost control, and he never had control in the first place. It's frankly a joke. Um, I don't know how this is. Though I frankly think this is the worst person that could be right now. He's not treating it seriously, and he's just he could use this actually as a political advantage if he took care of this properly, took it more seriously, instead of just putting his head in the sand and saying, "Oh, everything's okay. Don't worry. By June it'll be. By April it'll be fine. By this it'll be fine. Drink bleach. God knows what. All sorts of nonsense. The man is literally an idiot. Um, well, I don't know. No, even his CD, all the members of his staff are going into isolation, but no, everything's fine. He plays a dangerous game with him. I don't know, but let's see. I did want to talk about. So we can switch gears now from coronavirus. Oh, hello, new viewer. I can see you there. Hello. So I was wanting to talk about makeup. This thing, oil of Olay Regenerist. I was talking to my wife about this. She was mentioning, lots of people will disagree with you on this, but this is my. So I want to approach this like this. I want to approach this by just stating that I am a physician, and I have see all these various claims that these companies make about their products. And I figured it's maybe a fun way of figuring out how accurate this stuff is. Now, I'm using the best of my ability to figure out, is this in fact an actuality, real, or is it just made up stuff? So I'll tell you how I came about researching or looking this up. And you can question me and ask me any kind of questions about how I looked it up. But basically, I started off with it like this. Went up to Google, and I went and put oil of Olay, right? Then I went actually not to their main web page. I did that too, but I went to their Wikipedia page. And I know Wikipedia has its issues, but it's sort of a quick overlay of their various products and what have you. So I went to the oil of Olay product itself. Where'd it go? The link to it. It's here. Well, this is part of it right here. But it basically tells you oil of Olay used to start off in the 1950s and was actually a spin on the word of lanolin, which is an active ingredient. So it was pink in color, and people swore by it. As, oh, look, it does all these various anti-aging this and all that stuff. And if you go to the website, if we go to the main website and we go and we look up their best-selling product, which is this regenerative stuff. Where is it? Where can I just? There it is. So I'm going to go here. Click here, right? And if we go down, what I was looking for is, I read this about infused with B3 vitamins, aminopeptides, hydrolonic acid, and antioxidants, and all this stuff. These are just buzzwords, I feel, and many of them are buzzwords. And B3 is, by the way, is niacin, and hyaluronic acid is something found within the skin. And antioxidants and all this kind of stuff. So one thing, antioxidants in general, I will say this: an antioxidant will is something that will prevent cancer in general, or prevent free radical damage of DNA. It's not going to change anything about your skin. So I went and tried to look up any kind of research they had on this. And I looked up, the closest I could find was a Consumer Reports. Let's see, Consumer Reports, and then I can say oil of Olay. Okay. The closest thing I could find was this, a study done in 2006 about various products of oil of Olay, and they tested it using. They tested a whole bunch of more expensive, more cheap oil of Olay. Regenerist is $19 at that time a bottle, and then Lancome there was something Paris Reneg or whatever, 176, and all these various creams for $200, $300, and what have you. And all of them came out with basically saying that there was nothing really, there was not that much was done, not that much was seen by all these fancy creams after 12 weeks of testing. So consumer, it says here, Consumer Reports tested, and the top rated products did smooth out some fine lines and wrinkles after 12 weeks, but even the best performers reduced the average depth of wrinkles by less than 10%. A magnitude of change that was barely visible to the naked eye. Reactions to individual products varied significantly, with effects so variable and slight it's hard for women to judge the performance of the products. So basically, they tried their most apt way of doing it. I tried then looking up literally medical journals, and I went straight to the, again, back to the Olive Olay website, and I'm looking for any kind of reference to any literature. There is nothing. All there is this superfluous language of it's doing this and that. Now this idea, now it may hydrate and make your skin feel smooth, but it's not going to reduce any fine lines. Don't think this is going to like make crow's feet go away and what have you. I will mention I'm also a medical director for a spa, medical spa in Santa Cruz, where a Botox is applied, and I can talk about Botox, but this is not Botox. This is just a cream, and this cream is not going to reduce wrinkles or fine lines. This is, it's all the best it's gonna do is maybe give you a good foundation for makeup, and or make your skin feel a little bit more, maybe just hydrated, if anything. But it's not going to reduce the fine lines or wrinkles. So don't think that this is gonna do something for you in that aspect. So let's see what else I went. So what I went is, in how I did this is this: I put oil of Olay, oops, and I put PubMed. This is a way of searching. This is one way of searching medical journals for anything. So there was this one study that came out. Randomized controlled anti-reduction in cosmetic. This is basically oil of Olay versus retinol, and basically it comes down to, let's see, conclusion. Well, the results were this: the cosmetic regimen significantly improved wrinkle-free after 8 weeks of with. Now, this is saying it did something, so there was this, but at the same time, a lot of this stuff is like, it's only like, okay, look, it's usually a lot of these people are affiliation with like, let's see if I can see, there should be let's see, what I'm trying to say is, so if you look at this, you have to look at this very carefully. This is one of the things they taught us about Hopkins, is you should figure out who is writing your research, okay? So if you look at it, the authors acknowledge the assistance of Karen Driver in writing and preparation of the manuscript. So the authors, that is these people, okay? Let me show you something. They're saying, this article is saying, yes, that oil of Olay did something, okay, compared to a medical treatment. And all of these authors said this, all right? But if you go down to the acknowledgments, right, and you read it, it says the authors acknowledge that Karen Driver in writing, acknowledge the assistance of Karen Driver in writing and preparing the manuscript. The dermatologists, members of Olay Professional Alliance of Skincare Innovation, Dr. Vince and Doris Day and what have you, all these participated in research design and contributed to critical evaluation of the intellectual contents of the. So, let's see, Dr. Vince Brusetti and Doris Day. Let me see if I can find them. So let's see. There is Brusetti. Where is Doris Day? I think. So what I'm trying to say is this: these people who wrote this article, let's see, Grimes and Perez. Are they also authors? Grimes is there. Perez is there. Is Mandy also? Let's see if Mandy is also an author. Mandy's also an author, and Winkle an author. Winkle is also an author. So here's the thing. My thing is this. This can say all these dermatologists. They're part of they're being paid by Olive Olay to create this article. And let me ask you this: do you honestly think that Olive Olay would create an article that's negative or downplays their products? This article was written and wrote and promoted by Olive Olay. This was not in some university. This was not. This is basically just. This is essentially educational advertising. This is not. They could say all these sorts of things, but I can tell you through and it mentioned this. Look at this. Participated in the research, design, and contributed to the critical evaluation of the intellectual content of this. So what they're saying is that, and who is Karen Driver? Let's look up Karen Driver real quickly. I want to show you that that even research can be crooked. So who is Karen Driver? Let's see, Karen Driver, and let's look up Oil of Olay. Let's see if she's part of the company. I have a suspicion that she may be. Let's see. Someone also mentions. What is this? Is this the same person? Is she an ad executive? I don't know. Let's see if she's an ad executive. Yes, that's all fine and dandy. Trying to see if this doesn't tell me. Doesn't say anything. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm trying to find. Let's see. What is this? It's a Reddit, so this is not that. Yeah. This looks like literally the same thing that I was thinking about. Some people are also mentioning this. So I don't know who Karen Driver is, but she sounds like an ad executive. She may not be. I don't know. I'm just doing the research on the fly with you right this second. But what I'm trying to say is this. This is nonsense at times, and you have to also watch out. Okay, here's the thing: whenever these authors, you should always in medicine also, or any kind of article you read, you need to figure out who is writing the information. Okay, if you don't figure out author's information, look at this. Let's see. Okay, so these are where these people are from. Oh, look at this. Okay. So if you look at conflicts of interest, JJF, okay, that's this person. PEG, that is this person, PE Grimes, okay? ASM, okay. Anyway, a lot of these people are all paid consultants to Procter and Gamble. And these people are employed by Procter and Gamble, and the study was funded by Procter and Gamble Beauty Cincinnati. So, right then and there, the article is saying you have to dig a little bit, but the article is showing you there are conflicts of interest in creating this. So this is not an honest article. This is essentially mumbo jumbo, garbage. Don't waste your time with this. Look at this. Yeah, it's fine. It's a peer-reviewed journal. That's great. It's in a peer-reviewed journal, but hidden in the subtext is all of this conflicts of interest. And if you read this you can say, the Olive Olay could just flash this. When was this written? This was in 2010. I'm sure Olive Olay flashed this around saying, oh, look at this study, it did this and that, and blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. And Oh my goodness, look at this. Even the study design is garbage. An 8-week randomized parallel group study was conducted with 196. So the sample size is not that big. 196 women. Okay, with moderate to severe preorbital wrinkles, followed for 2 weeks. Washout subjects on cosmetic regimen used a sun protection factor, moisturizer, lotion contain. That's the olive oil, 5% nicotinamide, peptides, and antioxidant. A moisturizing cream containing nicotinamide and target wrinkle, blah blah blah, and 3%. This subjects with subject cohorts continue treatment for additional 16 more weeks. Only 25 facial change wrinkle assessment, both expert grade, blah blah blah. Product tolerance was assessed. Anyway, this product design, it was a very small study in the first place, and this is, I find this is like garbage. This is basically education research garbage. And this is these guys is basically, it's a way these guys got paid. They get paid for they were a paid consultant. So I don't believe anything these people have to say, frankly. They can, and I am not even going to frankly spend the time. I could spend more time really narrowing down. I'm wondering if there's even breeding confidence intervals. Oh my god, the p-value is garbage. Ugh. How in God's name are you even... Okay, so I'm sorry. This is just a way of statistical analysis. You... Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Your error bars are bigger than the... Oh my god. I can... Okay, so... Yeah, after... Okay, basically, you know what this says to tell me? Okay. In 8 weeks, there is some kind of... they're saying that there's some kind of difference. But after... Like, in 24 weeks, there's no change. Like, the error bars are... Okay, when an error bar... So this is a study, and this is a... So when you're comparing two things, you want to see the error bars smaller than the difference between the two things. So this is significant. These error bars would be like only from here to here and here to here, and then you could say, yeah, there is a statistical difference. But there is no statistical difference. The error bar is bigger. It's garbage. Oh my god, whoever wrote this was an idiot. I don't know. I'm looking at this. I don't know if anyone's ever going to watch this video or whatever, but I can tell you that just that 5-second thing was nothing. So olive oil, I can say in general, Regenerist is not going to reduce your wrinkles. All it's going to do is make your skin feel smooth, likely, like any other moisturizing cream. You don't have to, and this is not too expensive, $25. Okay, and Consumer Reports was talking about how this was the most effective, if they could even say effective. Yeah, the best treatment for, and this is so obvious, the best treatment for wrinkles is prevention. Consumer Reports suggested wearing sunscreen, shading the face, avoiding tanning parlors, and quitting smoking. These are all common sense medical suggestions that your doctor could give you in a blink of an eye, and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on these creams. Now, if you want, like I said, foundation for makeup and stuff like that, sure, I'm sure that they have their place for that, for cosmetic reasons. But for fine line and wrinkle reduction, no, don't be fooled. You can't. That's genetics, and that's sun damage to your skin. Your skin wrinkling is not going to do anything here. Yeah, this is just yeah. Anyway, we're coming to the close of the hour. If anyone has any questions, I see that we have 2 viewers. I think I'll keep on doing this. If you know anyone who wants to ask me any questions, don't feel shy. Feel free to ask me any question you want. I'm here. I try to be here every day from 12:30 to 1 o'clock, and I try my best to answer your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, of course. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. Okay, thank you again, guys, and stay safe. I would say continue practicing social distancing, and just wash your hands as much as you can. Okay, well, thank you again. All right, and let me change screen just to say bye properly. All right, thank you guys, everybody. I'll see everyone tomorrow, and thank you again. All right, bye bye. Let's see.